This is Nick.
This is Jack.
It's Wednesday, Ceviche Wednesday, July 16th. And today's pod is the best one yet. This is a T-Boy.
The top 3 pop business news stories you need to know today.
1 week, count them, 1 week until our live show in Chicago. Is tickets still available, Jack? Here we go.
July 23rd in Chicago. Tap the link in the episode description to snag your tickets.
Okay, Jack and I actually whipped up something special. We're giving away some merch to some lucky attendees. You want to share what it is, Jack?
We actually have some Yeti dolls, basically adult stuffed animals that we're going to toss out to the audience Oprah style.
We got some Yeti, Labubu-y Yeti dolls. So snag your tickets, besties. Bring a buddy. And Jack, let's hit today's 3 fantastic stories.
For our first story, the taco trade is that President Trump announces tariffs and then he chickens out.
But this time, we think he won't. In fact, we have a new theory that we call the burrito trade.
And it just might put a hurtin' on Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
For our second story, Jimmy Butler, the NBA All-Star and gold medal winner, just opened his second coffee shop.
It's called Big Face, and get this, they sell a flight of coffee for $100.
Because coffee is copying wine.
Coffee coming after the cabs.
And our third and final story, Target is Targone. While all its big box competition is at record highs, Target is down 60%.
So Jack and I have a solution. Target should become the physical store of the influencer economy.
But Yetis, before we hit that wonderful mix of stories.
Whoa! What a mix for a T-Boy. Actually, Ceviche Wednesday. Love the mix, Jack.
We know your favorite part of your favorite car.
It's not the engine, it's not the speed, and it ain't the heated massage seat.
It's the cup holders.
The cup holders. Jack and I have told you about it. We call it the cup holder effect.
It's that you're more likely to choose your car based on the number and placement of cup holders than the number and placement of the horsepower.
6 cup holders, boom, that beats 6-cylinder engines.
But according to J.D. Power's survey, cup holders across the country are failing us drivers.
And the reason is shocking. It's the Stanley Tumbler.
J.D. Power surveyed 92,000 Americans about their cars, what they like about them, and what they don't like about them.
And their fastest growing frustration? It's the cup holder is too small.
Cup holder crankiness jumped 4 spots on the list of top car complaints this year.
Because of Stanley Cups. They've gotten too big for that Buick.
They've gotten too large for that Lexus.
Jack, there's too much girth for your VW Golf.
The 64-ounce Stanley Tumbler, it's 5 inches wide at the bottom, Nick.
True story.
That's some circumference right there. It's like this double the size of a double big gulp.
Okay, besties, Jack's big dumb cup is 40 ounces. He has to put it in the trunk when he's driving.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
It does not fit in a standard commission-sized cup holder.
You need a tractor trailer for that thing. But to sprinkle on some context, Yetis, the cup holder was invented in the 1970s, right around the same time as the fast food drive-thru.
And today, it's the Toyota Sienna that's the queen of the cup holder.
18 cup holders, that's enough for a whole team, man.
But the size of those cup holders just hasn't adapted to the modern water bottle.
So the way we see it, to solve today's cup holder crankiness, we're gonna need some jug holders.
Yeah. Hey, Stanley, pause the Stanley Cup. Build us a Stanley cab.
Because Jack's holding his tumbler between his thighs and that, we're gonna need to see some license and registration.
That's dangerous.
Pull over, sir. I'm already pulled over, Jack. Let's hit our 3 stories.
15 years before this song, 2 boys from the Northeast met in a dorm. They had an idea that caused a cultural storm. It's the best one yet, but the best is the norm. Jack, Nick, that's it. I don't even think they need to practice. 50%, that's a fat tip. T-Boy City on your at list. If you know, you know, cause we ready to go. We can't wait no more, so just start the show. Start the show.
For our first story, is it the end of the taco trade? Because we predict that this time Trump actually won't cave on tariffs.
So we want to introduce a new trade. We call it the burrito trade. And it starts August 1st.
Now, Yetis, let's go back in time a little bit. The trade war, it officially began 105 days ago, April 2nd, Liberation Day.
But it was actually Liquidation Day.
Yeah, why was that, Jack?
Stocks fell 14% in the 4 days after Trump declared trade war on the whole world.
And the only reason Trump paused all those tariffs for 90 days?
Because the stock market was tanking and CEOs were freaking out.
And thus began the taco trend. Because when it comes to tariffs, Trump always chickens out.
Investors started ignoring the trade war because Trump is afraid of the stock market falling. so he backs off tariffs every time.
Yeah, it's just a bluff. Don't worry when he announces tariffs on Argentina. He's not gonna follow through with them. That was the thought.
And the result was a fantastic first half of the year for the stock market, even though tariffs were constantly a threat.
We called it the shrug market because investors just shrugged it off.
But starting last week, Trump's trade war chillout came to an end.
That's right. President Trump has doubled down on tariffs. In fact, Jack and I have been keeping count, and we have counted a dozen.
There were a dozen new tariff threats in the last dozen days.
All right, Jack, let's check out the whiteboard. What happened on July 7th?
He announced 25 to 40% tariffs on 14 countries, all starting August 1st.
What about on July 9th?
50% tariffs on Brazil, also effective August 1st.
Okay, how about on July 12th?
30% tariffs on the EU and Mexico, and 35% tariffs on Canada, all effective August 1st.
What the heck, Jack? For good measure, let's toss 50% tariffs on copper, also effective August 1st.
25 countries, including virtually all of our major trading partners except the UK and Vietnam.
Because the UK and Vietnam are the only two countries that have reached any kind of a trade agreement since all of this trade war started.
Plus, copper's getting tariffed.
I forgot. Hide those pennies, hoard those pennies, Jack.
So Trump has raised so many stakes for August 1st. He's turned it into his personal T-Day. It's a big deal, August 1st.
But Jack, what do investors think despite seeing all of those tariffs over the last 3 weeks?
Investors think it's all one big bluff.
It's T.A.C.O all over again.
And proof that's how Wall Street thinks is that stocks are at all-time highs.
Yes, they are. But besties, here's what Jack and I are thinking. With Trump's reputation on the line and with stocks at all-time highs, is he really gonna cave again at the end of this month?
If he does cave again, then how can any threats he makes in the future be taken seriously?
Oh, good point, Jack, which leads to our takeaway. Jack, what's the takeaway for all our buddies looking at the markets?
Forget the taco trade. Get ready for the opposite, the burrito trade.
The burrito trade. All right, we'll explain in a few. Yetis, when President Trump declared the trade war 100 days ago, stocks fell 14%. That erased a year of gains in just 4 days.
And yet, in the past couple weeks, he's announced just as many new tariffs, but stocks have barely budged. Stocks are chilling at all-time highs right now.
It's because of the taco trade. And if Trump caves again, then Wall Street was right. These all-time high stock prices really do make sense.
But like we said, if Trump does cave again on August 1st, then his reputation as a deal maker is completely ruined.
And that's the key. Besties, that's why we think this time Trump won't chicken out. We think he won't back down. We think he's going to stick with these tariffs.
He doesn't want to lose leverage. He doesn't want to appear as weak. He doesn't want his credibility shot. And he doesn't like that Wall Street doesn't believe him.
So add it all up, and Jack and I are calling this the burrito trade.
Burrito. You ready for it?
Hit me.
Bold, unilateral retaliation, regardless of inflation, trade, or opinions.
Yeah, you can double check us. That spells burrito.
The burrito trade, it's the opposite of the taco trade.
Because on August 1st, we think Trump won't chicken out.
Which means the stock market is in for a hurting.
It's in for a burrito, Jack. For our second story, basketball star Jimmy Butler launched a coffee chain and he's selling $100 flights of coffee.
We don't think that price is crazy.
No, we don't.
And as proof, we're pointing to the wine industry.
Yes, we are. Now, Yetis, earlier this year, Jack and I told you about a trend. We actually called it Gucci coffee.
Ralph Lauren, Prada, and Zara, 3 fashion brands, now have coffee shops too.
Yes, they do. But the latest caffeinated trend that we've noticed is professional athlete coffee.
Call it sporty cappuccinos.
Like Olympian Melissa Ortiz, who launched a coffee startup last year.
Or Patrick Mahomes, who just joined Throne Protein Coffee as a co-founder. Even though the brand's been around for a while. I don't know how he pulled that off.
But it makes sense when you think about it. Like, why compete with your teammates who have all invested in and launched their own energy drink brands these days?
And strategically, coffee is a bigger market than energy drinks.
To quote Jerry Maguire, "Show me the money."
We think pro-athlete coffee collabs could be the new sneaker deal.
A LeBron Starbucks commercial? Well, we're predicting it.
Could be seeing it in the future.
But the biggest leader in this professional athlete coffee trend, who is it, Jack?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
The 6-time NBA All-Star and Olympic gold medal winner and current Golden State Warrior.
He prefers to go by Java Jimmy, although we like to call him the Scottie Pippen of the pour-over. Or maybe it's Scottie Pippen of the pumpkin spice.
I don't think he likes pumpkin spice, dude.
Shoot us a DM, Jimmy, and we can help you decide. Because get this, not only did Jimmy launch a coffee brand, he's got a $100 price tag on those coffees.
It's called Big Face. The stores have minimalist design, but offer maximal coffee.
It's like a Michelin-style mocha sensory experience.
The first location opened in Miami in December, and the latest location launched this month in San Francisco.
I mean, Jack, there was a line out the door the entire weekend. It basically became an influencer mecca.
And Jimmy is going full court French press when it comes to the menu.
Pricing is a strategy, Jack. Tell us about the prices, please.
$10 for a cup of drip coffee. Okay, that's expensive, but I can handle that.
$100 for a flight of coffee?
I've never seen a coffee shop with $100 anything on the menu.
Besties, we've told you about double-digit lattes. We're talking triple-digit lattes here.
The flight for $100 includes 3 tiny cups of specialty coffee. And again, it's $100.
This Big Face coffee brand is charging prices that would make Blue Bottle look like a charity.
Now, we should sprinkle on some context. Jimmy Butler has become a coffee snob.
Yeah, it's true. It actually began during COVID when he was importing his own beans to his house to make the coffee he desired.
Today, Jimmy travels to away games and brings his own barista to the hotel with him.
Because during the pandemic, the NBA was playing in a bubble. There was no access to outside resources.
He didn't want to drink coffee from his K-cup machine in his hotel room. So he actually brought his own French press and started brewing coffee for his teammates, charging them $20 a cup.
Yeah, he said if they're making $1 million contracts, they can afford the $20 macchiato.
And that's when he developed the Big Face brand during the pandemic basketball bubble.
But we should point out, Jack, it's not named Big Face Coffee because Jimmy Butler, the athlete, has a big physical face.
It's called Big Face Coffee because his teammates paid him in $100 bills. They were that expensive.
And there's a big face on those $100 bills. Ben Franklin, huge cheeks. So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our $100 latte buddies over at Big Face Coffee?
Why can't fine coffee be priced and appreciated like fine wine?
Yetis, $100 for a cup of coffee. That sounds crazy. But consider for a second the wine industry.
Wineries can easily charge $1,000 based on the way they grow the grape. Why can't coffee houses do the same based on the way they grow the bean?
Yeah, we call it the 3 E's. Like a bottle of Bordeaux charges $500 because of quality, history, and story.
The 3 E's, huh?
Yeah, it works. It kind of works. Yeah, it works.
Because that bottle of Bordeaux was made by a winery that's been making red wine in a prized region of France for 100 years and selling it with a famous label.
Well, Big Face applies the same tactics to coffee beans for its rare African coffee strains.
Those beans are grown in a prized terrain of Ethiopia for centuries, and now it's got a cool brand too.
Big Face is even borrowing the same language as wine, tasting notes, aging, and terroir.
The strategy works with alcoholic grape juice. Why not with caffeinated bean juice?
So Jimmy Butler's $100 latte asks a philosophical business question.
Can you wineify the coffee industry?
Hey Yetis, if you're a bestie, take a sec and hit that subscribe button.
And like this video while you're at it. If you leave a comment, by the way, we'll read it.
For our third and final story, Target stock is dropping. Its sales are slipping. Something has gone horribly wrong at Target.
Basically, to sum it all up, Target is Targon.
That gets it right there.
But we have an idea we think could turn Target around. The influencer aisle.
Now, besties, full disclosure, I grew up in a city, so I didn't visit my first Target until I was like 26.
I do Target runs so often. I'm like the mayor walking around with my big dumb cup down the aisles.
Jack walks in and starts cutting tape on new products. They're like, photo op, Jack's here. This is the mayor of local Target.
Yeah, well, you may know Target because growing up, it was the anti-Walmart. It was the un-Amazon. It was a millennial retail oasis.
Target. It was Target. Clever collabs, clean design, and a bull terrier mascot who was way cooler than that Taco Bell Chihuahua.
What happened to that mascot? Is that dog okay?
It's a story for another pod, Jack. There were so many Target innovations. For example, trendier aisles.
It was the first brick-and-mortar store to welcome direct-to-consumer brands.
Casper Mattress, Harry's Razors, Native Deodorant. The online-only millennial DTC brands were all sold at Target, too.
Target also pioneered stores within stores.
Starbucks, they opened up 1,700 locations within Targets. We called it Inception Retail at the time.
Apple, Ulta Beauty, Levi, and Disney, they also opened mini stores within Target stores.
Add it all up, and Jack, what was the result for Target as we were all grown up?
Target was on a 2010s tear, and the stock nearly tripled during the pandemic. The all-time high valuation for Target was over $100 billion.
You were doing date nights at Target, and you know what? Good for you.
But here's the update that you already know if you've been to Target recently.
Target is Targon.
Target's business is missing the bullseye so badly, it's just not a good scene over there.
Jack, let's talk financially. What kind of numbers are we looking at here?
Sales have fallen for 2 straight years, while the other big box stores have been up.
Stocks of Walmart, TJ Maxx, Costco, they're all at all-time highs, while Target, it's down 60%.
It's not just the data, though, it's the vibes.
Yeah.
An employee told CNBC this week that Target has lost its identity.
The lines for checkout are longer, the collabs ain't as cool, and the stores feel messy and uninviting. Why are the cute tops all on the ground? I don't even know what I'm doing there.
For example, the locks. Target now keeps deodorant locked up to deter theft like Walgreens used to.
And here's the weird thing we noticed. The CEO claims that consumers like their Old Spice deodorant locked up with a key.
Nobody likes having to ask you to come and unlock the deodorant.
So, Jack, now what's been the result for Target?
Target is losing its faithful.
Yes, they are.
And half the customers who stop going to Target go to Walmart instead.
Except for Jack.
True. I'm still barely hanging out with Target. Target, you still have me.
Is the people pleaser in you, Jack? So, Jack, what's the takeaway for our buddies over at Target?
Target should become the physical store for the influencer economy.
Yetis, it doesn't appear that Target has any good turnaround plans. So Jack and I spent the whole day thinking up one for them.
Yeah, we came up with one. Our idea for Target, become the go-to store of influencers by inviting them into the store.
The way we see it, influencer marketing has matured. It's not just celebs, it's tiny micro creators, the ones with 50,000 followers.
People trust these micro-influencers and make purchasing decisions based on what they recommend.
So besties, here is our 2-part plan for Target to become the #1 place influencers recommend you buy from.
Number 1, redesign a section of the store for influencers to film content.
Target Influencer Studio, where influencers can book half hours to film tutorials.
Number 2, offer those influencers unlimited samples of things sold at Target, as long as they tag Target in the video they post.
Come get ready with me as I apply a Revlon lip liner over in Target at aisle 6.
The Influencer Studio, it's going to have a kitchen, a bathroom, and a dressing room for tutorial videos and ring lights galore.
It's like an influencer arena, Jack.
This way, influencers won't have to film content from the car. They can go to their local Target and have everything they need.
And the result of that, the love that Target shows influencers will be reciprocated and scaled.
That's how Target can become the physical store for the influencer economy.
Jack, could you whip up the takeaways for us for Ceviche Wednesday?
The taco trade could end on August 1st when Trump's dozen new tariff threats become effective.
And if we're right, the taco trade will become the burrito trade. And what does that stand for, Jack?
Bold unilateral retaliation, regardless of inflation, trade, or anybody's opinions.
B.U.R.R.I.T.O. burrito.
Second, Jimmy Butler is scaling his big face coffee chain with some very pricey menu items like $100 lattes.
Because why can't fine coffee be priced and appreciated like fine wine?
And our third and final story. Target is in many ways Targon.
Yeah.
We brainstormed a bold, albeit risky, turnaround plan.
Target, they should become the physical store for the influencer economy.
But Yetis, this pod's not over yet. Here's what else you need to know today.
First, the inflation report, which has become the celebrity of economic reports, was published yesterday.
Prices in this economy jumped 2.7% on average in June from the year before.
Which is also up from May's 2.4% inflation gain.
Why? It's probably the trade war. It looks like companies are starting to pass on the costs of tariffs to us.
Economists said it would take a few months for us to feel the trade war, and now here we are.
Second, Starbucks has officially unveiled their secret menu.
That's right, you can now buy drinks off the secret menu within the Starbucks app, like their Dragon Fruit Glow Up Frappuccino.
Although if the secret menu is no longer secret, can you call it secret anymore?
Another philosophical question, Jack. Starbucks, they just turned their secret menu into a regular menu, so the secret is not so safe with us?
And finally, private jet sales are about to pop after the new big beautiful bill tax break for private jets.
Yeah, there's one new detail in the new bill that companies can write off the entire first year of their private jet.
It's called bonus depreciation. It lets you expense the entire cost of the jet in the first year, which reduces your taxes.
So Wheels Up, a private jet stock, has been up 5% on that one detail in the bill.
It's great news for the super business class plus crowd.
The TBOY Jet, Jack, it's a write-off. Well, I guess for 1 year. Then we got to sell it.
Yeah, but it's like $20 million.
Let the accountants handle that. Now, time for the best fact yet, which is a correction from Yeti Anurag Gandhi from lovely Seattle.
On Monday, Nick said that he flew the longest flight within the continental contiguous 48 United States.
Yeah, and the flight attendant confirmed it, by the way. Boston to San Francisco is 2,704 miles, but apparently it's no longer the longest.
Because Miami to Seattle is 20 miles longer.
That's right. Alaskan Airlines launched the service from Miami to Seattle 3 years ago, and that is 2,724 miles long.
So apparently that flight attendant is like Claude, the chatbot.
Yeah.
Her data is only valid up through like September of 2021.
Yeah, we were working with outdated information. Yetis, you look fantastic today. And if you snag tickets to our live show, you could be one of the winners of our TBOY Yeti Stuffy Fluffy
It is
toy.
a Yeti abominable snowman wearing a T-Boy t-shirt.
We can't even share any more. We're not even going to share pictures. It's too wild. You got to see it in person.
But obviously that's just like a tiny detail. The live show is going to be incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's a Labubu dupe, but the live show. That's why you go to the live show. So grab your tickets. We got a link in this episode description. And Jack and I will see you tomorrow. And before we go, a happy birthday to Yeti Rachel Yadov, who's turning 40 years old over in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Happy birthday, Rach.
And happy birthday to Yorch, a.k.a. Jorge Hill in Monterrey, Mexico.
And a happy birthday to Yeti Aaron Romeo from lovely Brooklyn, New York, listening right now with daughter Madeline, turning 8, and stepson Hugo, who's 10, celebrating the wins.
And happy birthday to Tucker Kramer from Brattleboro, Vermont, one of my older bros.
The Tuckmeister and Dr. Sydney at the Dentists of Flagstaff. We want to let you know that Rachel is appreciative you filled that cavity.
Thanks for not forgetting the Novocaine.
And Cindy Nielsen, just outside Boston's got a new job for San Mateo County and is moving all the way across the country.
And finally, a shout out to Lizzie Frost from El Paso, Texas, who went to the University of Texas, El Paso, a college whose architecture was designed to look like the nation of Bhutan. That raises more questions than answers for me.
Lizzie, hope they bought some Bitcoin too. And if you want to get a shout out on this pod, fill out the form in our episode description and Jack and I will make it happen.
This is Jack. I own stock of Levi and Disney. Nick and I both own stock of Apple, and we both own ETFs of the S&P 500.